Revenge films.
My name is Rachel. I'm the average 24-year-old office worker. Still living at home, I'd been discussing about moving with my parents, who were worried about our deteriorating house. Thinking about my parents' future, I was concerned about them continuing to live in such an old place. But since we didn't have the money to renovate, we were even considering selling the house and moving to a cheaper rental. Then one day, I suddenly remembered the lottery ticket I'd bought at the end of the year and decided to check the results. I'd only bought it on a whim, just for fun, so I wasn't expecting to win anything big. But to my shock, I'd won first prize. When I realized I'd won, I screamed, I won the lottery! And nearly fainted. As reality sank in, I told my parents. They were so surprised I thought they might pass out too, but once they accepted it was real, they were overjoyed. After suddenly coming into all this money, I thought about what to do with it and decided to buy a condo where I could live with my parents. I paid cash for a spacious, beautiful condo, and we started living comfortably. My parents were truly grateful, but they remained humble, saying, "If you get married and your spouse doesn't want us around, we'll move out." However, I was planning to live with them permanently. Why? Because my older brother had absolutely no intention of living with them. I have a brother who's 3 years older, but after getting married, he rarely came to visit our parents. Melanie, my brother's wife, and my sister-in-law seemed to dislike both me and my parents. When we saw each other at New Year's for the first time in a while, she greeted my parents with a bright smile. But when my parents and brother weren't around, she revealed her true feelings to me. Her smile vanished, replaced by a dark expression, and she said, "Why do I have to put on such an act? Ugh, I'm exhausted. I just want to go home." I couldn't believe my ears. After that, whenever we were alone, she openly badmouthed my parents. "Your parents aren't going to pull that 'the eldest son should live with us' nonsense, right? Because there's absolutely no way that's happening." Her words filled me with distrust. I became certain that she was the reason my brother stopped visiting us. Since my brother had no intention of living with them, I decided I would take care of our parents. 1 month after moving into the condo, I was home on my day off, relaxing and watching a movie, when suddenly the doorbell rang. I checked the monitor and saw my brother and his wife standing there. I let them in, and Melanie's eyes lit up as she exclaimed, "Wow, it's so spacious and beautiful." We'd kept the lottery win a secret from them, so my brother was surprised, saying,
"I had no idea you could afford such a nice place."
As I proudly showed them around, Melanie suddenly announced, "I've decided. I'm moving in here." My parents just stared at her, dumbfounded. My brother, on the other hand, said,
"You finally want to live with them? That's great!"
He was all smiles. I was furious at her for doing such a complete 180 after constantly bad-mouthing my parents now that I bought this condo. Besides, I bought this condo to live with my parents, so there's no room for my brother and his wife. Don't make that decision on your own." Then Melanie glared at me and said, "It's common sense for the eldest son to live with his parents, isn't it? Don't you even know that?" At that moment, my brother interjected,
"Hey, there's no need to talk to her like that."
His reprimand only made Melanie more irritated. Ignoring my brother's warning, she continued, "To live in this house, we need our own room. Aren't you in the way, freeloader? Get out already." She was looking at me. Apparently, she thought I was the freeloader. When my parents realized this, they exchanged glances and said, "What?" and started giggling. "What's so funny?" My mom replied, "Well then, the freeloaders will leave," and started gathering her things. My brother asked,
"Wait, what's going on?"
My dad explained,
"This house is under Rachel's name. If you're telling the freeloaders to leave, then Mom and I will have to go."
My brother and his wife looked confused and flustered. Melanie asked, What do you mean?" So I explained. Like they said, I bought this house, so you two can't move in here with my parents. Then my mom added, "And calling us freeloaders is beyond rude. I refuse to live with you. Get out of here right now." She threw Melanie out. My brother said,
"How dare you say that to my family?"
and followed his wife out the door. A few days later, my brother came back to our house. This time, Melanie wasn't with him, and he looked serious. As soon as he entered the living room, he said,
I need to talk to you about something important.
He sat down in front of my parents and then said,
Actually, we're getting divorced.
He hung his head and fell silent. When we asked what happened, it turned out that Melanie had been pretending around him the whole time, and he never knew her true nature. My brother was shocked when she called me a freeloader and tried to kick me out, and he began to question her character. Melanie said, I wasn't thinking straight that day, and desperately apologized, but my brother wouldn't accept it and decided to end the marriage. He apologized to me and our parents for what she'd said and left looking dejected. After that, things moved quickly, and my brother reported the divorce was finalized. When I heard that, I thought, he never would have been happy with someone like that. It's good they got divorced. Just as I was thinking this, Melanie suddenly showed up at our door. I spoke to her through the intercom, and she yelled, Why didn't you tell me the condo was in your name? I got divorced because of you people. Take responsibility and give me this house. I have nowhere to go. Just then, my brother arrived and shouted,
What are you doing here?
When Melanie saw him, she said, Ugh, could your timing be any worse? My brother threatened,
If you come here uninvited again, I'm calling your parents.
And Melanie fled home. After the divorce, my brother started visiting our home much more often, and we became a close family again. As for Melanie, since she'd been a housewife, she moved back in with her parents after the divorce. But apparently, she'd been showing her true colors around them, too, and they immediately started fighting. She ended up getting kicked out of their house. With nowhere to live, Melanie reluctantly looked for work, but after failing interview after interview, she lost all confidence. Giving up on working at a decent company, she started working as a hostess at a nightclub. However, her terrible personality made her unpopular even with customers, and she got fired from one club after another. Enraged by this, she stole money from one of the clubs and fled, but was quickly caught, turned over to the police, and arrested for theft. After making enemies at the nightclubs, even after her release, people were after her. She disappeared from town, and no one knows where she is now. Since even her parents had disowned her, no one noticed she was missing. Even if she got caught up in some incident, there wouldn't be a single person to help her. Since this all resulted from her own personality, I truly hope she reflects seriously and looks at herself honestly. As for me, I soon got a boyfriend, and a year later, we were engaged. He agreed to live with my parents, so the four of us lived in the condo together. My parents were grateful that he accepted living with them, and they treat him so kindly that we have a harmonious relationship. My brother says he's sworn off marriage for now, but I hope he finds someone he truly loves and finds happiness. I sincerely hope that someday my brother will meet someone wonderful, just like I did.
How was today's video? If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Stay tuned for more.